What's up, folks? I'm back, and the great state of Florida has solved their unhoused situation by making it illegal. That's right, HB 1365, which was passed in Florida March 2024, started being enforced October 2024, means you cannot sleep or camp on public property. It is now illegal, and they are enforcing this. Homeless or unhoused encampments in the woods are nothing new. However, since I started doing this back in October, the more people I talk to in the woods, on and off camera, all say the same thing. The woods are crowded. With more people living in the woods out of fear of being arrested, this raises the chance of more trash, more pollution, more fire. It puts the unhoused in danger, puts them in a vulnerable situation, and it pushes them away from resources. It's also a danger to the environment and the surrounding community. So follow me as I go into a nature preserve near Atlantic Beach, Florida, to look for my feral friends of the forest so they can tell their story.
Notice on some of these trails, you'll see little side trails made now. Since they kicked everyone out of downtown, they're not allowed to sleep outside anymore. This is what's happened. There's another trail that goes back in there. See how thin it is? That's not the main trail. Almost looks like a game trail, but it's not. We're gonna come over here. This is not the main trail. This is off the trail, going into the woods. Bunch of clothes. Try and zoom in here. There's some ladies' extensions. There's a tent right there. Literally a tent. Deep in that brush right there. Hello? Hello, anybody in there? Can you come out and talk to me for a second? Let's go around the other side. Holy hell. So the main trail's that way. The encampment I just left is right over there. There's a gentleman there, he's sleeping. I don't want to roust him. I do want to talk to him, but I'm not going to wake him up. So I'm back in here in the woods. I'm way off the main trail. I found another trail, so I'm going to see where this goes. See if there's somebody back here that I can talk to. Hello? Hello? I am not the police. I would just like to talk to you for a second. Man. Carts, bikes, clothes, you name it. Hello? Just like in a horror movie. Skateboards, bikes, shopping carts. This is in a wildlife management area. And I know they're not taking their trash out. It sucks all the way around. It's just a bad situation. All right, I'll keep going. We are deep into the woods off the main trail. This is the third nest I've come up on. Hello? Hello, I'm not the police. Just want to speak with you a little bit. Talk to you about the new law. No sleeping outside and how it's affected you. I'm not the police. Holy. Well, it looks like it ends here. I don't see any more trails. So I'm gonna make my way back out, but this is the third encampment. I'm deep in the woods off the main trail. This is the second encampment that I passed earlier. I'm walking back out.
I was unable to find any unhoused individual to talk to. So I went back in 2 weeks later, and this is what I found.
Haven't found anyone yet, just this random ass dog that I've been playing fetch with for about 10 minutes. No collar. I'm gonna keep moving. I'm walking up on the second encampment. There's a female coming towards me. I'm gonna talk to her for a second. All right, they didn't want to talk. That's fine. All good. This is the second encampment. This is the one that previously in the video, the cat ran out like a horror movie. The tent was right there. Tent is no longer there, and there was a fire. So the people that I just spoke to, the couple that I just spoke to, said there was somebody back in here at the third encampment. So I'm gonna keep pushing forward. So I'm gonna interview this gentleman for a couple minutes who's been kind enough to say that I could interview him. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I've been playing with the dog here for a few minutes. What's the dog's name?
That's Andrea.
Andrea. Beautiful name. So I'm here off of out in Mayport, Jacksonville, and ran into my friend here. We're just going to call him Mr. T for now. And the dog's name is?
Andrea.
Andrea. So I found this gentleman back here on a trail, and I want to let him tell his story. I got a couple of questions for you real quick, though.
Okay.
So we're here talking about the new law that passed October 1st of 2024, and that's HB 1365. And this law states that it no longer prohibits counties and municipalities from allowing individuals to sleep regularly, camp, or sleep on public property unless the property is certified by Children and Family Services, which we know this trail is not.
No, it's not.
So what I want to talk about and what I want to get to is, since this law went into effect, what changes have you noticed in your day-to-day life?
Well, we have a lot of friends that are homeless as well, obviously, and we had camps before, and I noticed that after the law went into effect, they really started like ground pounding and investigating all our camps and kicking us out of any type of public place. But not only that is like also they used it as a way to push us into private private business establishments too, and then they snuffed us out of there.
Okay.
And
Private businesses like abandoned gas stations?
yeah, they had that abandoned gas station over on A1A in Mayport that I guess was abandoned, and they had a bunch of people move in there, and they stay there for a while, surprisingly. But I don't know how they got them out of there, but I know that they have to have the permission of the owner, right? So I'm sure that with enough complaints, public complaints, yeah, which is fine, because when something like that happens, I consider that a nuisance. No one wants to drive their kids next to a abandoned gas station, and they have like the homeless lifestyle just pouring out. I mean, that's not good publicly anyway. But what I'm concerned of is when they come into a place like here, the woods, where like me living here is not affecting anyone else.
Mhm.
It's not hurting anybody, and I could see if I was like doing illegal stuff out here, and destroying the land and stuff.
So this has all happened in the past year since this law came in effect that
It,
you've been pushed out into the woods.
it's been going on for a while, but really, I think in the past year they were able to act on it, like it was
Mhm.
more actionable for them to be able
Gotcha.
to like push us into the woods and stuff like that. Because we've really like a lot of homeless people have been in the woods, but um now there's a lot more.
So
There's
that's what you see a lot more now
Yeah.
since that law. So were you displaced because of that law?
Yes, I was displaced.
Okay. And you are seeing more people in the woods now.
Yes, yes. I mean, this is the only place that we can at least make it for a good amount of time to be able to get our stuff situated and maybe try to live a normal life or get back into society. Like having a stable address is hard enough, like to get in stuff like food stamps and stuff like that, and your ID and stuff like that. You need a stable spot for a
Mhm.
long time. And when we're out here in the woods, like there's no oversight. It's almost like the Wild West, and it ends up being a dog eat dog world, and it makes it harder on us because now we're cramped in the woods, and there's really no facilities out here for us. You don't have access to water, running water, electricity, or anything like that. I mean, I don't think the public owes us any of that. Like, but we used to be able to go to public spaces and be able to utilize those facilities,
Mhm.
which is what I think they part of it was intended for, uh, public. So now that the law went into effect, my ability to go utilize those facilities, like i.e. the bathrooms or using running water and stuff like that, and even just plugging in my phone for like a little charge on electricity, it becomes way like exponentially harder. Like before, I used to be able to go to McDonald's or something and plug in, but
Okay.
if you're not spending money there,
Okay.
business doesn't want you there, which is
So the showers they
understandable.
cost money now.
No, they don't cost money, but like they've shut a lot of those facilities down,
I
which is
see.
which is kind of, I would think that more funding would go into it,
Mm.
into those facilities. Now that they've got laws governing those, more laws governing them, you would think that they would have more, actual funding for it. But
So let me ask you this: you move out here in the woods, and you don't, like you said, it's the Wild West. You don't have to go to a bathroom. You can just go plop over here on
yeah,
a tree.
mhm,
What new difficulties have you experienced being in the woods
yeah.
and in a wildlife preserve versus living in a tent downtown?
Well, for one, is anybody can walk out here
Mhm.
and mess with your stuff. Um,
What happened over there with that fire?
well, someone had thought that we had taken something from them, and like there are homeless people that do steal people's stuff, and but one homeless person differs from another, so it becomes a, a hate now, like a discrimination against a class of people, like the homeless class, which is shouldn't be
Right.
a difference. I mean, we're all
Right.
human. Just because
Absolutely.
I don't have a roof over my head doesn't mean that I'm any less than anyone else.
Hmm.
So they grouped us into the homeless class that steals all this stuff, and I've never stolen anything in my life. And but because I'm homeless now, I smoke meth, I steal, I'm dirty, like I make sure I don't stink, do I? Like I make
A
sure
tad, just a
yeah,
little.
just a little bit. Like
It's all right. I got some wipes back at the truck
yeah,
if you need something, man.
that's another thing now I have to do, like take my baths with wipes
Yeah.
instead of like
Yeah.
running water.
So someone came out here and
They burnt our tent down, and
who burnt your tent down? Do you know who it was?
we don't know who it was, but
You think it was vandals or other homeless people?
um, it could have been other homeless people. It could have been vandals. It could have been some of the people that live around here.
So there was a misunderstanding between you and another group?
No, not another group. But I'm just saying, like, um, that's what to me it looked like. The fire didn't start itself,
Uh-huh.
so it had to have been someone who thought that we had affected them somehow. The only thing I can think of is they probably thought we took something from them, or they don't want us in this area.
So that's kind of scary. I mean, that brings up, that's what I'm trying to get at, I guess, from living downtown in a tent where you have things that are available.
Yeah.
Now you've got a whole new set of problems here.
Yeah.
Like you just got ambushed and someone possibly set your.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of resources downtown, like, and also like when when you're homeless downtown, it's kind of like people expect that.
Mhm.
People expect to see you there, and so to them it's normal, and it doesn't become a problem. It's not something that's like bizarre or strange, and that they have to take notice of, and they have to like change. So that was the difference downtown. It was normal, it was blasé, so it didn't affect them mentally. But now when we're over here in the woods, we could be 50 yards from someone's backyard, and like they might now hear us, and they're thinking, oh, now the homeless are moving closer to us.
Mhm.
And now it's no longer, oh, they're just downtown, that's where the homeless are.
Right.
It's, oh, they're in my backyard, they're coming over and they're affecting me. And that that's fine, I understand, because not all, you don't know who you don't want anyone moving into your backyard.
Right.
But at the same time, it's, we're not just anyone too. We've got stories, we got lives.
Sure.
And but the thing about that is people take actionable note, like action, noticeable action on that. And
You mean like that over there?
whether it's maybe lighting a tent on fire, and that I don't know, it could have been another homeless person.
Sure.
But before I moved
But
here,
still, you
it's
didn't
still
have to
very,
worry about that
no,
downtown, did you?
downtown, no one's gonna set anything on fire
It's
downtown.
pretty wild.
It's not, because they live there too. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
but like, and also like,
There's no cameras out here.
there's no cameras out here. There's no like oversight. And yeah, like any crime against, and like Martin Luther King said, an injustice against one person is an injustice against all. Whether it be a homeless person, whether it be even a criminal in jail, they have rights. You know what I'm saying? They have protection. They have guards that protect them. And out here, there's none of that.
Okay. Speaking of which, have you been approached by law enforcement out here or FWC?
Yes, I've been approached before, and surprisingly, I'm not gonna lie, they've been really good about it. Like, they've been really professional and courteous, and that's awesome. There's been, I don't think I've noticed or heard of law enforcement really discriminating the homeless in that manner, like, or abusing the powers that are invested in.
So they just tell you guys you can't be here.
Yes, and they obviously document your name, they trespass you from the premises.
So So have you been offered sanctuary? Has anyone come out here, an outreach program come out here and offered you? I mean, because there are services. You just, now that you're in the woods, it may be a little harder to get to. Has anyone come out here and
No, not really. We try to be as down low as we can, so we don't, get noticed. But I'm sure there's people that do know that we're here, and so far I haven't had anyone come toward approach me. But I know some friends that actually get help from programs like Salzbacher and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and from what I hear, that they're very professional too, and they're concerned, and also a couple churches too around here,
Which churches?
like it used to be the old USO on Mayport Road. That it became a church now, and the pastor over there, he's a wonderful man,
Excellent.
and he definitely, like, you can go take showers over at the church on Sundays before service.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Like, and I just found that out, and
That's excellent.
yeah. Speaking of, it's Sunday today.
Yeah.
But like,
Have you been to Beam and Jack's Beach?
I used to go to Beam a while back. I haven't been.
Great organization.
Yeah, great organization. I haven't been in a long time though. I used to go to the food pantry over there. Beam is a great organization, and like with clothing and stuff. Also, I there's a church over on Hodges that does a lot of stuff, and they have a building right next to it called the warehouse, or the storehouse or something, and they give out clothes and vouchers and stuff like that. There's lots of outreach programs,
Excellent.
and there's actual individuals that take it upon themselves to help us out too. which is awesome. And that's the faith that we should have in society.
Excellent, man. I appreciate you giving me the time
No
today.
problem, no
And
problem.
I don't want to keep up any more of your time,
Mhm.
but I do want to ask you. You seem like you got your head on a swivel. You seem like a good guy. What other dangers have you encountered? Have you run into skunk ape yet?
No, not yet, not yet. I think we're tracking Sasquatch, though. We're gonna.
That's the northern cousin.
Yeah, that's the no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have a skunk ape here.
we got skunk ape.
What about pygmy rattlers? Have you seen any rattlesnakes out here? You got to really watch for those. You got to look for them.
Yeah, no, but there's been a lot of cottonmouths,
Oh yeah,
water moccasins and stuff.
just don't step on them.
Don't step on them.
Yeah, because you would bite somebody if you got stepped on.
Exactly, I would too. You're right. But yeah, other than that, it's been all right. I used to be afraid of spiders, but now I guess I call them neighbors. So. But other than that, you just got to learn to deal with what comes at you, and hopefully you can get yourself out of that situation. And people like you are at least putting the story out there, and that's the best thing to do is just you're hearing it from the horse's mouth, and if you think that all of us are evil, hopefully when you watch this you can realize that we're just normal people and we fell on hard times and we're trying to get ourselves out of it. And there are people out there that are what you think they are, but they need help too, and they have stories, and I'd be willing to hear them too. And thanks to people like you.
Excellent, man. I appreciate that. We'll end this here. We'll wrap it up. I may come back.
Okay, that's fine.
If that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and check on you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching, and I hope this shares some new insight as to the situation. I fear that if we don't come up with a different solution, in 2 years, this state will be a giant landfill if it doesn't burn down first. So let's go over some of the new challenges. Trash, environmental issues. These were there, encampments were there before, but now you're seeing more of it. Fire, very hazardous to the unhoused. It puts the community in danger and the environment in danger. They're scared of retaliation. It's harder for guys like this who are trying to get out of their situation, who fell on hard times. They want to get out of their situation, and now they're pushed further away from resources. This bill puts the unhoused, the environment, and the surrounding community in danger. I don't know what the solution is, but they wanted to put pickleball courts inside our wildlife management areas. We can't build tiny homes, just an idea. What about all the vacant businesses? What about all the vacant apartment buildings and hotels around the state? We're wanting to arrest them for being unhoused, kicking them while they're down, and now we have a guy running for governor that wants to use the National Guard. What is this, ancient Rome? Follow me as I continue to do this research and go into other encampments and interview other unhoused individuals so that you can have a different insight to the reality and I can tell their story and bring awareness to the situation. Thanks for watching Alternative News Florida and the Crazy Pete Show. I'll be back.